If you've taken chemistry or physics before, you might have seen a graph that looks something like this. This is a phase diagram, and it shows the phase a substance is in depending on the temperature and pressure. Now, you might have noticed that this line ends at this point. This is called the critical point, and it is in between two phases. What scientists have observed is that there are a lot of dynamical systems in nature that are at a critical point, and not only are they at a critical point, but they also self-organize to stay at the critical point. These systems are called self-organized critical systems. The critical brain hypothesis states that the brain is a self-organized critical system and operates in between a phase where neurons are mostly inactive and a phase where neurons are overly active. First, we are going to look at cascades and power laws. In the critical brain hypothesis, the cascade is something called a neuronal avalanche, and is essentially when there are bursts of activity in the brain. This is a power law graph. Let's say that the power law graph displays statistics of neuronal avalanches. Then the x-axis will display the size of the avalanche, and the y-axis will display the frequency of those avalanches. In the beginning of the graph, you will see that there is a hill that indicates that there are a lot of small avalanches, and there's also a long tail in the graph, which shows that there's also quite a bit of large avalanches. There's not a very big chance for each of those large avalanches to occur, but there is still a non-zero possibility that it can. The possibility that large avalanches may occur in the brain means that the brain is very sensitive to stimuli. The next characteristic we are going to look at is the ability for the brain to self-organize back to the critical point. Normal human brains will deviate from the critical point if they don't get enough sleep, but the brain goes back to the critical point after enough rest. All that being said, why is the critical brain hypothesis still a hypothesis? Well, since the critical brain hypothesis can possibly uncover so many things about how the brain works and about neurological disorders, there are a lot of critics questioning the critical brain hypothesis in order to help scientists strengthen this theory with evidence.